Hello everybody on YouTube land, and I'm here to do some reviews for you today, and I'm going to be reviewing The Nun, but I'm doing a Conjuring universe review video. So basically I'm going to do a short video. I'll try not to go into detail for too long because everybody who likes the Conjuring movies have seen them by now. So this is my recap. So we're going to start off, which is the reason why you came here, which is also now officially the first movie in the franchise, in the story, if you're going to go by which way you should watch the movies, and that is The Nun. The Nun is a new horror movie produced by James Wan, and it's obviously the nun from Conjuring 2, which we'll get to in a minute, and it's about this priest, a nun, and some local fella who goes to this, I don't want to give away too much, but they go to this building where they go and find out about this entity that has taken over with all the nuns living in it. So, and I prepared myself very much for this review, as you can tell. So they go to this place, and it's like church area, and let's just say that things aren't what they expected, and it's very obvious from the trailer this is going to be a jump scare type horror movie, and there are some very good visuals here. And there are also some very nice techniques, and the majority of the scares are jump scares. However, I don't think it's too bad. It's not the best of its kind, but it's not the jump scare level of, say, the recent Blair Witch remake or follow-up, whatever, where people are just literally going, "Ah!" like that, you know. People would just suddenly jump on camera. It's not like that. This builds, some of them are built very well. It's not the best film in the franchise, like I said. It's not the scariest either, but it has its moments, and even though it is a little bit slow, I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's the best, like I said. It's got great atmosphere. It's very nicely lit. Although some scenes are a bit too dark, where you can't quite see what's going on, but I think overall it's fine. The nun herself is in it, not as much as you would hope, but she's in there, and when she's there, it's quite an impactful moment. And like I said, there are some good moments. It's a bit jumpy. The acting's fine overall. It's a little camp. It's a bit silly. But you know what? These sort of films are, you know, and I think that personally it's a good film. It's not the worst film in the Conjuring universe of movies. So this one, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's not going to change the world. It's not the best film of the franchise, like I said, but it's an entertaining movie on its own feet in some retrospect. So just go in with knowing that it's not going to be the world's best film, but an entertaining one and worth watching, definitely. 8 out of 10 for The Nun. Now, let's get to the next film in the franchise. I'm going to do it in running order rather than the way that they're made. And I think the next one is Annabelle Creation. Annabelle Creation was a really big surprise. It was a very, very effective horror movie. And it was obviously the creation of the doll Annabelle and the spirit that got inside of the doll. And about these girls at a country house. I think they were orphans from memory. And it was a very effective film. And yes, there were jump scares in that as well. But there was a lot more scary visuals in that one. And a lot more moments of suspense and imagery as well. And I really think that one worked really well. I would say that's probably the second best film in the franchise. So that one, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's a very, very good, scary at times, horror movie that makes you jump. So yes, Annabelle Creation gets a 9. Now, Annabelle, completely different kettle of fish. In this film, there's 10 minutes of good stuff. And that's about it, really. There's a scene where she goes down in the basement to do some laundry, I believe, and she goes back up and the devil is following her back up. That bit was quite good. And there were a couple of little bits here and there that weren't too bad. But the film itself is a mess. It's not scary. It's badly acted. Not very great with the direction either. It's a lukewarm film. It's not great. In fact, it's quite poo. But like I said, it's not the complete turkey. You can watch it. It's not going to change. It was not one of the worst horror movies ever made, but it's not up to par. and I would say that one's about a 6 out of 10. It's watchable, but it's not scary, and it's badly acted, and there's only a few moments that are actually any good. So then we come on to the Conjuring. The Conjuring. Conjuring is a fantastic, scary, well-made, directed horror movie. I remember seeing this at the cinema the first time, and I was so used to scary house movies where a couple move into the house and doors creak and slam and there's a vision in the corner. But this one was different. It had something to it. It had great direction. It had great characters that you can root for. And it had a central story that was based on true story. In fact, most of these films are based on true stories, but they're exaggerated for movies. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. It was when a horror movie became more of a movie than a horror movie. And it gripped you from start to finish. And there's a moment on top of the wardrobe that still keeps an image in my head to this day. It is a very well polished movie, and I highly recommend The Conjuring if you haven't seen it. That gets a 9.5 out of 10. Now The Conjuring 2. Now The Conjuring 2 seems to split people. Some people love it, some people hate it. I really like it. I think it's great. I don't think it's good as the first. But it is about the Enfield haunting, which is of course very well documented and very well known of, and so people know the story. So they bring in the nun for the story as well, and the nun for me was quite scary. It was the moment when she's down the hallway. I can't remember if the nun is in the first one or the second one when it's down the hallway. It's probably the second one. And the girl says, "Who's that?" And there's a nun right at the end, and it's just standing there looking at them. I find that more scarier than anything that goes "Bleh!" So sorry, I'm an idiot. I found that The Conjuring 2 was a well-made movie. Wasn't as great, but it was a very entertaining, effective, and quite scary at times film. So that one, I would go probably about a 9. Probably a 9. It's not as strong as the first one, but it's pretty damn good. And then I think that's it, actually. So we've done The Nun, we've done Annabelle Creation, Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2. Yeah, that's it. So there you go. So, just to recap, The Nun gets an 8, and Annabelle Creation gets 8.5, Annabelle gets a 6, The Conjuring gets a 9.5, and The Conjuring 2 gets a 9. Pretty good selection of films, only one dud in there really. So, overall, I think these films are great, and I will watch the next ones. We have got some more coming soon, I believe, and I can't wait. And I'm hoping that The Conjuring 3 will keep the quality of the previous two. The second one isn't there as much, but it's still there. It's just not as much. But I hope we get a third one that knocks them all out, and so this is the best to last as such. So anyway, there'll be a few more. You know, these films make money, so they'll keep making them until they stop making money. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what's your film in the Tell me your favourite film in the Conjuring movie universe down below. I look forward to reading your comments. One of these films, or two of these films, or three of these films maybe, may be added to my Hocktober event happening next month in October. I haven't had many replies. James Grimm has mentioned a few, so I will get round to those. Thank you, James. Really appreciate it. And his channel is amazing. Go and check it out. He loves Halloween, and anybody who loves Halloween is a friend in my book. So, rolling rock. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, like I said, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. And yeah, take care. See you soon.